Alright, so I wanted to do a quick video on a build that I put together last night or so, or this morning, whatever you want to look at it. This build that I put together is now the 5-piece Sentry with either Vigorous, Reckless, or if you really wanted to, you could do 4-piece Sentry with Vigorous, Reckless, and Savage as well. Now, the build works really well. Sentries is definitely one, if not one of the most powerful sets that we have in the game. So right now I have on the Reckless chest, which is a 204. It's pretty much a max roll Reckless chest for a 204. It's from pre 1.3. Of course, got armor, got stamp, skill power. I've got one mod with armor on it just to make up the little bit of extra that I'm missing right now. I've got a nice 268 Sentry's mask on. Of course, it has stamina skill power with skill power on it. Knee pads have actual crit damage on it instead of armor or anything like that. The backpack I'm wearing has skill power. Firearm skill power mod. Gloves. These gloves definitely have room for improvement. It's crit LMG, so I could end up having like assault rifle or SMG or health on kill or damage to elite, something more beneficial than LMG. And the holster, which of course has armor on it. Now, with this set, of course, like I said, you can have, you know, the 5-piece with the Reckless chests. Or I also have it set up to actually use this chest instead. So now what happens is the damage drops, you know, a decent chunk. This is a G36 damage. This G36 does not have focus, so there's no like artificial inflation from focus right now. So you do lose some from obviously losing Reckless. Reckless is nice, but sadly in PvP, in PvE and Underground, you take quite a bit more damage from NPCs. In PvP, you won't notice it as much, but Underground and stuff, you'll notice it pretty damn quick. Unless you're in smart cover, you take quite a bit of damage. Now with Vigorous, however, you get the option, as long as you have a decent amount of skill power, kind of like how I have right now, which I think I'm actually missing a little bit. But with Vigorous, what you can do is you can run Booster Shot. Now, with Booster Shot, you know, you're affecting your group, you're getting the extra overheal. And, of course, you're getting damage bonus, you're getting damage resistance. So, you're getting a nice chunk of both from having Booster Shot. Now, what you could also do is run Reckless with Booster Shot instead, and you know, as long as you have a decent amount of skill power, and you kind of clear the extra damage intake of Reckless, but you would end up you'd end up doubling your damage buff basically. It's back on. Alright, so yeah, 264 right now. And then, of course, if we pop Booster Shot, we're at 299 with the G36. And this G36 is deadly and fierce. And, of course, Swift, that you can see right there. Now, it works really nice either way. I mean, it's really up to you what you want to do with that. Now, of course, if you really wanted to, you could swap. As you can see here, I'm at 264 right now. If I was to switch off my 5th piece of Sentry to something close, I would drop down to 239. Now, calculating out based off of like the mods that give me 1.5 crit, 1.5 crit was about 2,000 DPS. So this 14% would end up being right around 18,000 DPS, or 18,666 DPS. So even though I lost like 24,000 DPS from the 5th piece of Sentries, this extra 14% makes up for a majority of it. So I mean, if you want to do that, you can do that too. Now, let's see. He's back on. Now, of course, with this set, having an X45 is really nice because the X45 hits very, very hard. You definitely want to have a decent amount of toughness if you're wearing Reckless because, like I said, you get hit really hard. Having a nice M1A, kind of like the one I have here, is really nice to have as well. Of course, the G36 is nice once you stack Sentry on the enemy. You don't really need to do that. But G36 is nice to have. Or I have a really, really nice SASG that I had re-rolled 6 times to try to make basically perfect, but no luck there. This one's deadly responsive and fierce. I was trying to roll brutal or something in the responsive slot. But yeah, this shotgun hits like a truck. And because of Sentry, it hits really, really hard. But yeah, I mean, that pretty much covers with this build. Of course, you know, skills and talents are up to you. With having 30k skill power, or, you know, somewhere in that range, you're open up to having smart cover or pulse or whatever you really want to do with it. And of course, all my mods are main stat skill power mods to give me the extra bit, and the mask and backpack, of course, too. Now, people asked me earlier too if the crit mods would be more beneficial. Now, calculating it out, it was like 10 to 12k DPS of crit versus losing I think it was like 5% crit and like 10% crit damage from pulse, or like I think it was like 6% damage from smart cover and like an extra 10 or 11% damage intake. Now, of course, the skills end up benefiting your whole group as well, so it's really more effective just to have that extra chunk of skill power instead of you know, a bunch of crit mods. Yeah, other than that, hopefully I covered everything. If there's any questions or like that, you know, you can leave a comment or something like that. But hope you enjoyed the video. If you need any help, stop by the stream.